And there you are, another Talking Technical. Plenty requests. For those guys that follow me on Twitter, sorry guys, I tweeted something on load shedding this week and I was flooded with comments. So if you didn't see my request, sorry, I was never that popular in my life. But this week I realized if you tweet anything about load shedding, suddenly you are just a star in South Africa. So let's kick off with the request that we did receive. First one is of Kumba. And Rocco is asking about Kumba. He's very despondent because we all know that Kumba is paying a good dividend. It is a good company. I mean, they're printing money. But I mean, the share price since, well, you cannot believe it, August the 16th, from about 800 Rand, it lost now a lot of money, and it's around 404 Rand and 23 cents today. Can you believe it? Now, if I look at this chart, let's have a look here. You will see at last, suddenly the Rand weakened, and it just shows you how vulnerable the Rand is. So what happened was it sold off, I mean, in about 15 trading sessions from 523 to 404 in almost one go. Now, let's look at this hammer. This hammer is telling me that even with all the selling that did take place, suddenly there is some buyers around. And that tells me that this long lower shadow, and I always like to look at the shadows because that tells me the secret of that session. Now, that tells me there were some buyers buying the dip. But this hammer hopefully can give the share a turnaround because it's been hammered to pieces. Let's have a look here. Where's that level that I will like to share? First of all, that hammer, when I usually see a share that's been hammered for 10, 15 days, then I'm a little bit nervous just to say, buy the share. So I will always take maybe a candle or a two a little bit higher just to see where will the buyers really come in. I know everybody will say, yes, Frans, let's take the high of that candle, and that will be 410 Rand. But I say, no, let's wait a little bit longer, and we're only getting in at 41706. But what is the beauty about it? By the time it hits 41706, we know that the trend is one moving up, and that's the important thing. So if you do buy above 417, Rocco, use 385.49 as your stop loss. It's a big stop loss. I mean, look at your targets here. I mean, the first target will be 423.60, 442.70. Look at it, somewhere 14-15 Rand, 444.99, and this is a nice jump all the way up to 464.01. But maybe you must just take note of something. Look at these two upper shadows. That gave us like a teaser top, and that's why the share was selling off for another couple of days. But I think maybe we're close to Kumba for a little bit of a bounce. And of course, as we know, a lot of the commodities are picking up, and the Rand is also weakening. And I mean, both of those two things are good for Kumba and for the other commodity counters. Let's have a look at the favorite of the world. And that favorite is, everybody will just agree with me, that is Mr. Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin, nothing can go wrong. I mean, this is the best asset class that you can get into now. And the reason why I'm saying that is, it is just a case of you just get into Bitcoin, you stop working, and you just printing money. Now, look at this. And I mean, the chart looks fantastic. This is a weekly chart. In actual fact, some indexes are dropping nowadays, like the S&P came back a little bit. 40 index struggle a little bit. Look at Kumba. There's an asset class or a share that struggled. There's one solid asset class in the world now. It's got no backing. Strangely enough, you print it on a computer, and you can dream that you're a rich man, and you can buy stuff with it. And the only thing you buy nowadays is you buy Bitcoin. I see even in America, they get requests, instead of getting paid in dollar, they want to be paid in Bitcoin. Now, well, it's quite simple. For those guys that has got Biltong, yes, Bitcoin, you can really enjoy the ride, because while it is above, and I just want to get this, where's my statistic window there? There you are. While it is above the level of 57,525, sorry, 64,858. While it's above 64,858, the momentum is clearly to the upside. And I mean, you can see now, it gives a little bit of a pullback, and then it gives you that beautiful rally. I just want to see how it looks like on the stochastic, because that can maybe give us a little bit of a guideline. But nowadays, if you get an indicator, and people just tend to like the stock, they don't even bother about the indicator anymore. They just buy it. But oops, what do I see here? I see what we call a negative divergence. Look at the stochastic. It is toppish. The price came a little bit down and rallied up, but it doesn't make a new high again. And that tells me, I just want to show you, then you can see here, that is what we call a negative divergence. This negative divergence is warning me that maybe the momentum in Bitcoin is maybe a little bit too strong for the moment, and it can easily correct. But while it is above this level, and I'm going to repeat that, while it is above 64,858, there's just no stop to Bitcoin at all. Let's have a look at Remgro. I mean, Remgro is one of those shares that is one of those counters that is a little bit quiet. I just want to get it. Yeah, let's go there. Xaro. I just want to change that to not Remgro. Sorry. Let's do that. Let's just add Remgro in here. I mean, this is one of those solid companies. I will ask. Sissy is asking about Remgro. And I'm sure she's a long-term investor in the stock. And I've showed this share a couple of times on the show. And it is just one thing. The share is recovering. Look at it. Low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, all the way to the top. And it's almost on the brink of giving us a new high here. And there you are. 139.04. It can push a little bit higher. So, see, I will not worry about the share. What I will do is I will give you a level where you can maybe get worried, because remember, if you look at all these shares, they had beautiful rallies. I mean, even Remgro, I mean, that is a massive company. Let's just have a look here. There you are. I mean, from 84 Rand to 135 Rand in a matter of a year is beautiful. It's almost on a 52-week high. But if you look at it, there was the break. But I will hold on to my counters. I will not accumulate because it had too much of a rally already. But while it is above 126.28, I think you can just keep it. Just hang on to it. 40-week moving average is beautiful. If you do want to chase the momentum, then add to your position above 138.72. But I think let's use that level as a stop loss and even a level to get worried about. But for the real long-term traders or investors, this 40-week moving average says it's still solid. Let's have a look at Santova. They produced some beautiful results the other day. It looks like the company is doing well. In actual fact, a lot of the logistic companies are doing well around the world. I mean, it's just like a bottleneck around the world about all these companies trying to deliver things. My computer is just hanging a little bit. Just give it a little bit of a second to put it in there. Well, there you are. You can see Santova on a weekly chart looks fantastic. Same chart, almost, well, much better than Remgro. I mean, it was as low as 1 Rand 30. It's now 4 Rand 21. What a rally. And who's asking about that? Oh, Peter. Peter, too late to buy, my friend. The momentum is clearly up. What I will do is I will watch this line. I'll draw in a trend line. You didn't say if you are a long-term investor or a trader, but this will be my line that I will watch, because the 200-day moving average, or the 40-week in this case, it's a weekly chart, still solid. But I will get worried when this line breaks, and that line will only break. There's your level. That will break at 3 Rand 80. Below 3 Rand 80, I will get worried. Otherwise, I'll just hang on to the stock and I won't bother that much. But unfortunately, it's too late to buy. Let's have a look at Nampak. Nampak. Let's just draw it in. Okay, well, another chart. I'm always getting worried if I see charts turning around and it looks like it wants to go up permanently. And I know that a correction is imminent. But what do we see? A chart looks nice on the brink of giving us a new buying signal, 4 Rand 4. In actual fact, if you like momentum, this few weeks of consolidation is actually positive for me. We see higher lows, we see a 40-week moving average that turned into a beautiful support. So yes, I will add to my position, let's call it above 4 Rand. I'll make use of a stop loss. I will use this 40-week moving average, 3 Rand and 5 cents. And where's my targets? Sorry, my target is 479, 541, 683. Can you believe it? Then it can jump 941. So there's plenty movement in this stock left. I think it's early days for Nampak. The company struggled, but the economy is slowly but surely showing some signs of improvement. So yes, Nampak doesn't look bad to me, Willie. Maybe it's a time to just get in. I hope you've got in already, but enjoy the share. It looks good. Well, visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com, for more info, and we'll chat again.